So usually when I start a pair of lips, I start with the parting line, which is the line between your two lips. You can Some people's the parting line is straight. I kind of always in my head draw mine because I have a little weird dip or indentation in my top lip, so I kind of always have that little dip in the middle. And then I kind of lightly draw the top lip. Some people have that dip in the middle. Some people don't. It's kind of up to you. You want to look at who you're drawing to see what their top lip looks like. And then I lightly draw on the bottom. And where the center of your lip is, that's where it's going to be the biggest. And most of the time your bottom lip is a little bit taller than your bottom lip. Did I just say your bottom lip is taller than your bottom lip? Your bottom lip is taller than your top lip. Okay? And that's your basic outline of it. Now, when you go to shade, you want to try and make it so you, as you're shading, you're making it look three-dimensional. Your lips are kind of rounded. They're not flat. So to help add to the roundedness of it, if you notice, I'm going to kind of curve my shading lines and round them. And I get darker as I get towards the corner of my mouth. And then towards the center, my shading lines get a little bit straighter. And as I work my way back out in the other direction, the curve changes. And again, it gets darker towards the outer parts of the lip. And then I like to come back, I kind of work one lip at a time. And then I'll lightly shade over that, not necessarily following that direction again, where it's a little bit darker towards that parting line, the bottom of my top lip here. Because as your lip curves back under towards your mouth, you're going to have a shadow. And I make sure the corners of my mouth are a little bit darker. You can make the top edge a little bit darker. You don't want it to look like a line, like you drew a line there. We don't want to look like a bunch of cholos. And then I like to come in with a little highlight. I erase just a little bit, kind of towards the center, just to give it that little tiny bit more realism, where the light is reflecting off of it. And you can kind of see, because I had those curves, you still can see them. And if you look at your lips, especially if you have chapped lips, you can see the lines in your lips. Your lips aren't nice and flat and straight. They're a little bit wrinkly. So you can always come back in and accentuate that a little bit. Just to kind of add those wrinkles. I keep going, or you guys want me to? Yes, I can keep going.
Yes.
Move on to the bottom lip. So the bottom lip is going to generally be the same, where again you follow that curve. You want that kind of rounded part, where you kind of curve in towards that parting line. Where it's a little bit more straight in the center. Well, I need to turn my paper around. Now, when you're shading out your bottom lip is generally lighter in value overall than your top lip. Just the way your bottom lip kind of, for most people, sticks out a little bit more and the light hits it more. So it tends just to be slightly lighter. I usually then come in and add a little bit more shading by my parting line, just to really show that it's curving in. And then I do definitely on the bottom lip. I didn't erase my highlight really, really far on that top lip, but on that bottom lip, I want to really make sure my highlight, and it's going to vary depending upon where your light is, but so there's that really kind of much brighter highlight on this. And then lastly, on the lips themselves, I do like to go in and really kind of darken up that parting line. Normally, I tell you guys that, hey, let's make our lines go away and shade up to our lines. But because the way when your lips touch, it's really dark there, you can draw that line. The more you, but the more you do it, the better you're gonna get.
How much time do you like $1 million?
No.
That's good.
Now, the last thing you want to think about, because most of the time you're not just gonna draw lips floating in a sea of whiteness, is what's around your face or what's around your lips. So you have that. Most people have that little divot where your lips dip in. It's called the philtrum. And it's a little bit darker on one side. And if you notice, I did not go all the way down to my lip. And then I'm going to shade, there's that ridge on either side, and I'm going to kind of shade this out. And again, my shading, you have to erase it a little bit. If you look really closely at yourself in the mirror, next time you're brushing your teeth or, I don't know, staring at yourself, you'll kind of notice there's a little highlight around your lips. So when you go to shade, don't shade all the way to your lips. Leave that little line there. Make sure it's, don't have it be a hard line, but you can get it a little darker and closer when you get into the corners of your mouth, and that is going to vary from person to person. Some people have deeper corners. And then usually the shadowing under your lip, right in the center, there's usually this darkest part where the lip causes shadow on your face. And then it gets a little bit lighter as you go out. And again, you can always come back in and add a little bit more detail depending upon the person's lips. Sometimes you really can see those lines if they have lipstick on and if there's a bright lipstick will often give you that really bright white highlight on that lower lip.